Good evening. So let's start with Python webinar. Before moving ahead, I would like to say that after the session, we'll have a few minutes of question and answers where I'll answer every question or doubt that you have in mind. So let's get started. So what is Python basically? Before that, let me tell you about something about myself. My name is Manik, and alias goes by Paradox. I'm a security researcher, programmer, writer, SECARMY member, and co-team member of National Cybersecurity Conference. And you can contact me on one of these handlers. Okay, so let's start with Python programming. So what is Python? Maybe it's a snake, maybe it's a language. Who knows? We have to exactly know what it is before moving ahead. Peter Norvig said that as it seems to be, in Perl you have to be an expert to correctly make a nested data structure, like say a list of hashes or instances. In Python you have to be an idiot not to be able to do it because you just write it down. Python is one of the most popular languages because it has a lot of features and a lot of easy keywords that you can use. Python is basically the easiest language available in the market. So Peter Norvig said this while keeping that in mind because it is so easy that even children can learn it. Python is one of the fastest growing language in terms of number of developers who are using it, in terms of number of libraries we have, in terms of number of companies who are using it, and in terms of number of areas we can use it. We can use it in machine learning, GUI, software development, web development, just everywhere. Which makes us wonder, can't we do procedures? And the answer is no, we can't do procedures. There are many programming languages like C, C++, Perl, and still Python is famous. Why? Some would say that it came much later, it is the latest. Except that's not true. Java came into picture in 1995, whereas Python came into picture in 1989, which is way before that, I guess. So now when Java came into picture, everyone started using it because it was latest. Everyone in the market started using it. But Python was there. It was still there. So Python was there if someone wanted to learn something new. So Python was there. So what researchers did was that they chose the easiest language available in the market and started working on that. And Python being the easiest language, they just chose Python. Why they did it? Because they didn't want to spend a lot of time learning new languages, like multiple language. All the languages are tough except Python. There may be easy languages, but a lot of which has difficult keywords, different paradigms, and a lot of stuff which makes it difficult to learn and grow very easily. Whereas Python was there to help us grow, and it was very easy to learn, which has many features available that can be used in various fields available. Okay, you might be thinking about what companies use Python. It just leaves small companies like Google is there, Yahoo, NASA, YouTube, and a lot of much more companies. And the for example, Google has many features. A lot of them are written in Python. You might have heard of the one of the biggest websites, Reddit, and it entirely is written in Python programming language. Okay, so next slide. Python is a programming language and at the same time an interpreted, object-oriented, and a high-level language. Interpreted as in you can interpret with every keyword or formulas or everything that is Python can be easily understandable and can be easily manipulated. Object-oriented means everything in Python can be done on objects like variables, lists, dictionaries. Everything can be done in object-oriented way. And a high-level language. High level as in it considers it is used from small level to high level. It can be used from basic calculation to creating multiple tools, web development, and a lot of stuff. So Python, So it has very weird name, right? Okay. So Python, there's that Python has a lot of features, as I said, interpreted, object-oriented, and a high-level language. So can we learn it? Yes, we can. Python is one of the easiest language to learn, and even if you are not from a technical background or have never written a code, you can start from Python. It is damn easy. So every language that is available in the market, like C, C++, Ruby on Rails, Java, every name has a story behind it. Okay. So what about Python? Does this look like a snake or what? The story behind is that the creator of Python, Guido van Rossum, really liked the British comedy movie called Monty Python's Flying Circus. And that's why he initially went for the name Python. And the name got a great response. Everyone liked it. Everyone started using it. So he just kept the name. So there are Python three type of versions. Python has three versions: Python 1.0, which came in January 1994, Python 2.0, which came in October 2000, and Python 3.0, which came into picture in December 2008. So Python 3.0 being the latest, you might wonder, so Python 2.0 doesn't work anymore. And the answer is no. Python 2.0 is still in the picture and is still used in the market. It has support until 2020. So I'll be using that. I'll be teaching that as well as 3.0 in the later training. Before that, let me just tell you about the modules that will be included in the Python training. Okay, just open. I'll redirect from the start. Go to the sec.army website, trainings, and Python programming. Training modules. The first ever chapter would be getting started, like what is Python, how can it be used, Python on different operating systems, creating environment on different operating systems, and Python running Python from terminal, as well as different programs that are available on the internet. Now, Python variables and simple data types. Variables are the type of keywords that we define and that has a particular value as per our choices. For example, I pick up a variable a and I have to give a particular value, let's say an integer. I'll give a value to it so that it can be used later in the function. Now, strings. Strings are basically collection of characters that are basically used as alphabets. String can be numbers, letters, and even sometimes symbols. Numbers, integers, as I said before, it can be assigned to variables and can be used to perform different calculations. Comments. Comments are basically a kind of a text that we write for ourselves so that we can know what we performed in that particular program. We can add a comment to a single command which can help us understand and remember what action did we perform in that particular command. Next come lists. Lists is basically a collection of items and multiple items to be precise, like an array, but it's a bit different from that. And there are operations performed on lists, changing lists, adding elements to lists, and removing elements from lists, and organizing a list. List, as we know, a list, let's say, for example, we went to a supermarket and purchased a lot of stuff. And this stuff, the bill we will get would contain a lot of every detail of that particular items. So not to get confused, the items should be organized. Okay, so that exactly what means organizing a list. We'll be organizing a list in any way, maybe ascending or descending, so that we don't get confused when performing actions to it. Now, working with lists, there are loop statements that we can perform on lists. There are making numerical lists. We can as I said before, lists contain items. I forgot to say that list is never limited to what kind of items should be there. And list could contain numbers and strings and could be anything. Working with a part of list. List can be divided into parts and can be worked along with it. Okay. If statements. There are different statements that conditions that can be applied to it. If statement, for example, there's a command and we have to perform a particular function, but with a condition. If statement comes into action that moment only. Before, there are many modules that are ahead. I'll explain that later. First, let's get back to what is Python. Okay, so I was here. Why Python programming? Now let's talk about why should we go for Python language. It has many advantages, like it's a readable and maintainable code, multiple programming paradigms, compatible with major platforms and systems, robust standard library, simplify complex software development. Okay, let me just explain what does it mean. Readable and maintainable code. Python is one of the easiest language that has helped developers prevent a huge amount of coding in multiple lines for hours and hours. Python allows you to express concepts without additional codes. Unlike other languages, Python emphasizes on code readability and allows you to use English keywords instead of punctuations. Okay. Now, multiple programming paradigms. Like other modern programming languages, Python also supports several programming paradigms. Programming paradigm basically means classification of languages based on its features. Okay, so Python supports object-oriented and structured programming. Object-oriented refers to programming based on creation and manipulation and maintenance of objects. Also, its language features support various concepts in functional and aspect-oriented programming as well. Now compatible with major platforms and systems. At present, Python is supported in many operating systems. You can even use Python interpreters to run code on specific platforms and tools. Also, Python is an interpreted programming language. It allows you to run the same code on multiple platforms without recompiling it again and again. Hence, you are required to recompile the code after making an alteration. Sorry, you are not required to recompile the code. Okay, so you can run the modified application code without recompiling and check the impact of the change made to the code immediately. The feature makes it easier for you to make changes in the code without increasing development time. Now, robust standard library. The standard library allows you to choose from a wide range of modules according to your precise needs. Each module further enables you to add functionality to Python application without writing additional code. Okay. For instance, while writing a web application in Python, you can use specific modules to implement web servers, perform string operations, manage operating systems, interface, or work with internet protocols. Let me break down to easy languages. Okay, so there are many libraries, or you can say packages, available in Python programming, and there are a lot of features that are available in Python programming as well. Those packages will help you perform various operations and actions in Python. Okay, so let's say that we have to add two numbers. Okay, so sometimes in all of the programming languages, first we have to give those numbers to assign those numbers to a variable. Then we have to assign those variables to another variable which we have to, so that we can perform addition. But in Python, you just have to take those numbers and use the keyword sum, and you will get your answers. This is how Python works. It's very easy and has a lot of packages and will help you through complex situations. Now, last but not the least, simplify complex software development. Python is a general purpose programming language. Hence, you can use the programming language for developing both desktop and web applications. Also, you can use Python for developing complex scientific and numeric applications. Python is designed with features to facilitate data analysis and visualization. You can take advantage of the data analysis features of Python to create custom big data solutions without putting extra time and effort. Okay, so Python, as we know, to create maybe a web application or a desktop application, you have to go through a lot of coding for hours and hours and hours. Python simplifies that. Even if you take out someone else created program, and you can take out its code, you'll be able to understand. It is damn easy. And Python allows you many features like servers, etc., and a lot of stuff that you can add to Python, add to web application and web development or maybe desktop development. So it can help you in many ways. Now, what can you do with Python? Python is never limited. You can do web developing, ethical hacking, penetration testing, scientific and numeric computing, machine learning, artificial intelligence, browser automation, and so much more. For example, there's an information gathering tool known as Spider, which is entirely created in Python and was created by none other than the founder of SECARMY himself, Bhavkaran Singh. Let me show you how it works. I already installed Spider. See, he created this tool based on information gathering functionality, and you can get a lot of information regarding IP addresses, URL, who is DNS port numbers, and honeypot, everything you want to know. So it seems like my system doesn't have anything properly installed, so I'll explain it later. But it works really great, really great, and it is entirely written in Python. And just like this, there are a lot of tools out there that has been created in Python, and you can create yourself different tools that can be used in various function fields like ethical hacking and information gathering and so much more. So let's get back to the learning. Okay, so Python strategy, what you should do while creating a program. First, planning, applying, and executing. What does it mean? Let me explain. Planning starts where you, okay. Planning refers to what you want to achieve, setting your goals, and and creating ideas on as to how you want to achieve that particular goal. So in planning, you have to first see what you want to achieve. For example, you want to create a web application. So you have to set a goal that what kind of web application do you want to, and ideas, how you want to create that application, what kind of steps you have to follow. Now applying, put all your ideas and planning to an action. Start coding and start working on it and based on your plans and your goals. Now take your time, doesn't matter how long does it take, as long as you get good results, or as long as you get the results that satisfy your mind. Now execution. Let's say you have created your project, you have written all the code. Okay, now execute that code. The answer you will get depends on your coding, and that also includes that you have to look after the errors that you might encounter while programming or maybe while executing. So executing includes the fixing errors and the results that you get while you did all these strategies, while you programmed or coded a lot of stuff. Now, why Python? Because it's easy, and because why not? Python has a lot of features and it's very easy. It is supportable on every platform that you can think of. So I don't think a reason you should not go for Python. Okay, now as I said before, that there will be might be questions or doubts on your mind that I'll be answering to. So I think we should go to that. Okay, are we gonna working with module 2, or also we completing only module 1? Okay, I forgot about that. I'm sorry. Let's continue to module 2. So dictionaries are basically kind of lists, but a bit different. You can also perform loops through dictionaries. You can perform nested dictionaries, which means a dictionary within a dictionary. And there are a lot of still a lot of functions that you can perform on dictionary. Now, user input and while loops. You might have heard in different programming languages like while loop and for loop and a lot of conditional statements. So while loop is here only. And how the input function works. Input function refers to the input of a value on the output screen. For example, that you don't have any variable that you don't have any variable in mind that you want to give a value to. Okay, so what we will do is we will declare that variable and we'll put input function to it so that we can give value to that variable on the output screen. Now introducing while loops. While loops basically refers to the execution of a function while considering a particular condition. Okay, let's say you have to you have to execute a sum. You have to get an output of two numbers addition, but you have a condition that the answer shouldn't match this particular uh, value you get. So we'll use while loop so that if the answer is while that answer is matches that, you have to get your answer. If not, then just end the loop. And we can use while loop on lists and dictionaries. Now function is basically a kind of a shall I say a package that you create that has its own many features, or maybe I should say formulas that are included inside it. Functions let's say I have created a function of my name, so I can put whatever I want, maybe a print statement, maybe a loop, maybe a formula inside it, and execute it. So function has also includes much more than that I'll be telling about later. Now classes, files and exceptions, testing your code. There's a lot of stuff in Python, and it's very, very easy. So I'll be giving a training which you can join. So yeah, give me a second, please. Okay, so next question. How, sorry. Okay, available on GitHub. I'm guessing that this question might be regarding Recon Spider. Yes, it is available. And let me just provide that link to you, or maybe just show it to you. I've already signed in. Here's the Recon Spider. You will get all information here about Recon Spider, how is it created, the overview, and what does it perform, and a lot of stuff, how to install on different operating system. You'll get all the information here. Next question, how to start learning Python? Is there any course to take in penetration testing with Python? Okay, so Python is basically a basic language that you have to start. Penetration testing in Python comes later on. Before that, you have to clear out the basics of Python, like how does it work and what does it include. So yeah, that's how you start. And how to start, is there any course? I'll be providing that course as well. Any other application that than Recon Spider? Information gather, when it comes to information gathering, I know of different tools, and I think sorry, what was the name again? Nmap. Nmap is an information gathering tool that and there are a lot of information gathering tools available, and you can get that in Kali Linux operating system and so much more. Okay, Kali Linux operating system is basically a security operating system where you can get anything regarding cybersecurity, and you can learn a lot of stuff on that regarding cybersecurity. I don't know whether should I ask this, but let's say complete the course and just want to make simple web application in Python. So what will what will be? So if you want to make a simple web application, so it depends on you what kind of application you want to create. For example, if you want to create a browser, even browsers can be created in Python. As I showed just now, the Recon Spider tool, information gathering tool, you can create anything using Python programming languages. It just depends on what you want to create or what you want to achieve. You need to practice a lot for that. Yes, you have to practice a lot. Python is basically every programming language is a bit complex. Python is easier than that, but you have to practice a lot and think of the ways that no one has thought of, and think of the paths that you have to walk on to achieve something. So if you want to create a great application in Python programming, so you have to think of what you want to achieve. What if, for example, let's say you have to perform a particular function, you have to execute a particular command. You have to think of what after that command is executed, what will happen then, and what will happen if not executed. You have to think of every way before performing anything. So Python works that, not just Python, every programming language works that way. Python helps us a little bit because it's very easy when it comes to executing it and learning it. Everything in Python is really easy. Do you have any tools that do you recommend? And Python books, there are a lot of books that some share a little bit less information, some share that information that is not needed. So I'll be giving Python training as well that you can join. So I'll be teaching everything regarding Python from basics to advanced and creation of application. Everything I'll be teaching. Share the material to learn Python from basic level to advanced in cybersecurity. I'll be sharing that stuff later. You will get notified from SECARMY itself. So I'll be seeing you again once learning the basics. Tool developer. Once learning the basics, what should we have to persuade? Should we persuade ourselves as a tool developer, or any other options do we have? Okay, so while learning the basics, you don't have to just go for tool developer. There isn't anything like tool developer. Tool is basically like an application itself. Uh, Python helps you learn everything that you want to, that you have heard of. As I said before, where can Python be used for? Python can be used for web development, ethical hacking, penetration testing, scientific and numeric computing, machine learning, browser automation, artificial intelligence, and there's a huge amount of opportunities that you can get by learning Python. Python is really easy and has a lot of feature and has really vast environment that you can go anywhere where you want, and you can create whatever you want, but you have to work hard. That's all. Not development security, but sorry. I don't know till advanced cybersecurity, but till OP you can learn it on solo learn. Okay, so here that someone said that you can learn it on solo learn at from till OP, I guess. So, but by true, makes sense. But Python is huge that there will be a lot of missing information. You have to go through a lot of stuff, maybe different websites, different courses to learn stuff. So you can just come into one place at SECARMY, where you will be taught everything that you wanted to learn, where you will be where you can learn whatever you want, where you can create whatever you want. And when it comes regarding, doesn't matter whether it's regarding Python or web development or maybe penetration testing or ethical hacking or bug hunting, it doesn't matter. SECARMY is the place you can come to where you can rely on for achieving information or for gathering information that you want to. So give me a second, please. Okay, sorry for being interrupted. Okay, so if you have any other questions, please ask. I'm still here. Before going, let me just tell you, show you a little example of Python that you might have seen in different programming languages, that there are a huge amount of code just to print something. And whereas in Python, let me just give you an example. In Python, all you have to do, for example, if you want to print a string, just sorry, print space hello. That's it. Python is entirely made up of these simple keywords. Python is really, really easy that everyone can learn. Can we have some practice and test after this session? Can you please elaborate what do you mean by practice test? Okay. So I'm not getting a lot of questions, so let me just end here. Okay, so where was I? Okay. Thank you so much for joining me and appreciating. I really appreciate your presence here, and thank you so much for being a patient listener. You can, if you have any kind of question, you can contact these handlers, and also SECARMY will be providing Python programming training where that you can go follow this link to go to. I also showed this here. You can get more information regarding Python programming training here only. Okay. So credits, special thanks to those who hosted the webinar and also those who attended this webinar. Thank you so much for being a patient listener. This webinar was organized and presented by SECARMY, and special thanks to Bhavkan, the founder of SECARMY. And see you again. Thank you so much.